The blackest night falls from the skies, the darkest grounds, as all light dies. We grave your heart and your demise. By my black hand the dead shall rise. What's going on, everyone? Park Life Nerds back here with our Lantern series, and today we are covering the main protagonist of the Blackest Night story arc and one of the coolest Lantern Corps, the Black Lanterns. Let's get into it. So yeah, as we said, the big bads of the emotional spectrum. Basically it all starts with Blackhand. Now, Blackhand himself was already an established DC villain, but basically everything is about to change and he is retconned. So firstly, his energy weapon, it is not something that he created himself. It's actually retconned that it was given to him by Atrocitus, who is the leader of the Red Lanterns. Atrocitus was on Earth, saw who he was, gave it to him. The reasoning behind this was, now Atrocitus saw him as a gateway to the Blackest Night and was basically getting things in motion. After this, Blackhand starts to hear voices and he becomes obsessed with death. On his way to prison, he manages to escape and he keeps hearing the voices. He ends up murdering his family, and then the biggest sin of all, he commits suicide, which basically triggers him to becoming the first Black Lantern. What we see is the Scarred Guardian, who at the time is just called Scar, appears and uses his corpse to create the first Black Lantern ring. And in doing so, Blackhand himself becomes the physical embodiment of death. In something that is very DC, he then goes to the graveyard of Bruce Wayne, who at the time is dead, digs up his skull and recites the Black Lantern Oath for the first time. This leads to Black Lantern rings descending across the universe, looking for dead hosts to bring back to life, basically. Now, each time a Black Lantern destroyed the heart of another person, a voice is heard throughout the universe saying percentages, basically updating it till the Black Power Battery reaches 100%. Once the Black Power Battery reaches its fully charged power, Scar transports the battery to Earth. Now, this is the point where the story picks up, because it turns out that the reason they needed to get to 100% is because the real leader of the Black Lanterns was inside that battery, which was Nekron. And the battle for the universe begins. It's Nekron versus basically anyone around. All the Lanterns Corps are descending on Earth, trying to stop this big bad from taking over the universe. Now, there's so many lanterns here and light entities fighting, but it's not enough. Basically, all the corps have to start deputizing, bringing other superheroes into Lantern Corps. We get Blue Lantern Flash, we get Orange Lantern Lex Luthor, we get Star Sapphire Wonder Woman. You get some amazing character crossovers with lantern rings here, all doing battle against the Black Lanterns. Now, of course, this is still not enough. They need to get together and bring back the white light, which they end up bringing through over the entity, and they need someone to basically fuse with this monster and take over the white light. Originally, the first person to do it is, of course, Sinestro. He loves getting in there first. He becomes the first White Lantern, but he is unable to harness the power as he's trying to use fear to control the monster. As a result, it rejects him. Of course, then it goes to Hal. Now, Hal, of being one of the main characters of the story, is able to control the beast, and is able to basically lock array Nekron, and the Blackest Night story arc is completed. And now, although destroyed, basically because DC and retcons, the Black Lanterns are back. Deathstorm, who is an evil persona of Firestorm, attempts to corrupt the White Power Battery. Instead, he steals it and takes it to the Antimatter Universe Quad, where he delivers it to the Anti-Monitor, who's got serious plans to bring people back from the dead. And then in the New 52, it is brought to light that Hal will become the greatest Black Lantern, which is something a bit of a shock, seeing as he's already been every other Lantern. He refuses to believe this until he is trapped in the dead zone by the first Lantern Volthoom. Hal realizes that basically the only way he's going to escape is to embrace his destiny, and the only way to become a Black Lantern is if he does do the worst sin, which is to kill himself. And after this happens, lo and behold, Hal Jordan becomes a Black Lantern. With help from the Indigo Tribe, he is able to escape from the Dead Zone, and he brings with him the Black Lantern Corps and Necrom. They go after the first Lantern Volflume, and a huge battle takes off. Necron himself is the one to deal the final blow to Volflume, and somehow Hal is able to control him enough that he can put him back in the Dead Zone. Because Hal showed so much willpower while doing this, he becomes a Green Lantern, and no longer a Black Lantern, so retconning as it was, everything goes back to normal. Now, personally, I loved the Black Lantern story arc, The Blackest Night, Brightest Day. Such a cool concept. Seeing some of the superheroes as zombies coming back, Aquaman, Batman, very cool. One of the story arcs that got me back into reading comics, if I'm honest, I started off with Sinestro Corps War, went into this one. Green Lantern will always be one of my favourites, thanks to Jeff Johns in this run. Would love to see if the Black Lanterns come back again in the future. They seem to be kind of forgetting about the Blacks and the White Lanterns and a bit of the Ultraviolets at the moment, but we never know. There could be a big story arc soon, and yeah, I'm excited. Let's get more Necrom out there. I mean, he was OP, but he was amazing. Alright, and that is the Black Lanterns. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed anything, and we'll see you next time for the White Lanterns. Cheers.